Welcome back to Hoochos. Today on Hoochos, we'll be par testing, reviewing, and unboxing this. This is the Bestva Pro 2000 LED full spectrum grow light. Let's get to unboxing it. So I've actually done a review on one of Bestva's lights before. This is the 2000. I did a review on the 1000 and I really like the design. Now it's exactly the same design, so there's no reason why I won't like this as well. But I did do a grow with that light. In that video, we walked around an advanced hydroponic greenhouse that was growing cucumbers and using rock wool as a substrate. So in that video, I actually used this light in the two grows that I undertook and it performed really well. The first grow died and that was purely because I knocked the cord out of the socket. And the second grow, which I used it to grow cucamelons, turned out really well. The light performed up to and exceeding my expectations. So I was excited when Bestva reached out again and wanted me to test this light, which is its bigger brother. And here we are. So in the box, we've got a manual. We've got the light itself. Now this is way bigger than the original light. This would be about 2 times the surface area, I reckon. Let's pull it out. Have a go at that. That is a monster. All right, and we've got the power cord, an Australian adapter, some hanging ratchets, and those proprietary hangers. Now they're exactly the same as the last one and I didn't have a problem with them. I really enjoyed them. We've also got our grow room glasses. So just for comparison, this is the light that I tested just under a year ago. It's the Bestva 1000 and this is its big brother, the Bestva 2000 watt grow light. Okay, before we do the par test, let's have a look at the design and technical specifications of this light. So across the front of this light, you've got 448 pieces of Samsung LM301B LEDs surface mounted across a PCB. The surfaces of the diodes are covered in a water resistant material which makes this light resistant to grow room environments. The diodes include 3000K and 5000K warm white and cool white LEDs, as well as 660 and 730 nanometer red LEDs spread out across the printed circuit board. This makes it a full spectrum grow light and makes it applicable across vegetative as well as flowering growth. The PCB is cooled by, again, this radical heat sink that we saw on the 105 watt model, as well as the really nicely designed heat sink. The light also has these proprietary hangers which allow you to connect and disconnect the hangers from the light with ease. Driving this light is a Meanwell HLG driver and it's dimmable from 0, which is off, up to 100%. This light claims to have an efficacy of 2.9 micromoles per joule and the vegetative coverage at 18 inches is claimed to be 4.5 by 4.5 foot and at 14 inches is claimed to be 4 by 4 foot in flower. Okay, now that we've looked at the tech specs and the design of the light, let's hang it up in a reflective grow environment, which I've had a lot of requests for doing all my light reviews. So I've now decided to change to a reflective environment, which most growers will have, and we'll test the par and the efficacy of this grow light. Okay, so this is the grow light reflective test area. It's 1 meter by 1 meter or 3 foot by 3 foot. This is hung at a height of 15 inches. That is the recommended hanging height. The reason it's 15 is because I've added 1 inch for the height of the par sensor. And we'll take our PPFD readings and then calculate our efficacy. This is actually 1 foot smaller than the area that it's recommended for in flower, but I actually think this would be my recommendation for flower. So we'll see. Okay, so let's take our temperatures now. On the driver casing, we've got 42.6 degrees Celsius, which is 109.4 degrees Fahrenheit. So I can hold that. It is getting slightly uncomfortable, but I can keep my hand there. On the outside, we've got 44.9 degrees Celsius, which is 112.8 degrees Fahrenheit. And on the heat sink fins, 49 degrees Celsius, which is 120.2 degrees Fahrenheit. I heated this up for about half an hour before I started testing, and it's been running for another 20 minutes while I was taking the par. So that's its running temperature. And from the wall, we're pulling 194.1 watts. Okay, so I've got the par results, and now we can calculate the efficacy. So for the vegetative area, this is what the par map looks like, and it's got an average of 336 micromoles. Now, because this is a 1 by 1, we can just times that by 1 and then divide it by the watt draw, which was 194. Now, for the vegetative area, we get an efficacy of 1.73 micromoles per joule. Now that's nice, but the flower area. Now the flower area was set at 15 inches plus 1 for the par sensor, and we got an average of 391 over the 1 meter squared area. So we times that by 1 because of the 1 meter squared, and then we divide it by the watt draw, which was 194. So the efficacy of this light was 2.02 micromoles per joule. Now that's a really good efficacy, and having used its little brother with good results, I'm happy to recommend this light. All right, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Hoochos. Happy hydroponicking, and I'll see you next time on Hoochos.